Bob's Breakfast.
Wardrobe malfunctions and accidental indecent exposure. What's happened to you, Jane?
I thought I'd give my husband a treat and, dress up in the suspender belt and stockings and everything. We went out to the local pub, and I had a suede skirt on, mini skirt in those days, so it was a long time ago, with poppers all the way down. And as I got up to go to the loo, my husband called me back, and as I turned round, I caught my skirt on a chair, and the poppers just went boom, and my skirt fell to the floor. So I just didn't give my husband a treat, I gave the whole of the pub a treat.
Chris, this dementia and Alzheimer's thing, so they're saying that fears that the numbers were increasing.
Yes. Yeah. In UK, Western Europe may have been exaggerated.
Timing of this is a bit weird. 2 weeks ago, I'm on the phone to my mother, and I knew my old man had been losing his marbles, and he was being tested for Alzheimer's, and she'd got the results, and I said, look, how did it go? She said, yeah, he's got it. He's got Alzheimer's disease. Now, the scary thing for me is his younger brother's been diagnosed with it too.
Right.
And his 2 sisters, before they died, they had it. So I'm thinking, it's in the family. So I said to Julie, I said, you better make me an appointment at the doctor's. I should at least talk to the doctor about, the chances and if there's anything I can do and, all the rest of it. So I'm Monday just gone. I'm looking through my diary at stuff to do at about lunchtime, and I see doctor's appointment. And I'm like, doctor's appointment? I'd forgotten about it.
Right.
Well, now I'm really freaked out. So the appointment's about 4:30, so I'm home about 4:15. Julie comes home, and I'm on my way out, and she said, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to the doctor's. She said, you got a doctor's appointment? I thought, thank God she's forgotten as well. Stop the show. We've got a medical emergency on our hands. You probably know that the traffic has been bad on the A1M. There's been accidents northbound between 5 and 6. This has caused problems southbound. Gary's on the phone. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning.
You've had an interesting morning.
My wife's pregnant. She actually went into labour during the night.
Yeah.
We've been stuck on the A1. We've been diverted round through Network, which is at a complete standstill. So we're stuck there at the moment.
Can you put your Mrs. Tracey on the phone for us?
Hello?
Tracy, how are you hanging in there?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Now, are the emergency services aware of your problem?
No, we managed to flag down a police car.
Yeah.
And they said if we needed to, we'll just have to call an ambulance. There's nothing I can do.
Right.
But that's not really going to help when the traffic's at a standstill.
Okay. Is this your first baby?
No, 5th.
5th. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got quite a lot of experience in this area. So based on your experience, how close do you think you are to giving birth?
Well, hopefully not too far away, but not too quick that's going to happen in the car.
Yes. All right. Can I check back in with you in a few minutes' time?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Whatever you do, don't push.
All right.
All right then. Okay. Talk to you soon, Gary and Tracy. Okay. Goodness me.
Thank you.
Bob's Breakfast.
A 60-stone woman had to be winched out of her home by a crane.
Surely she could have been coaxed out with food. David, you might be able to help.
Reference to the lady and gentleman who expected a baby in Network. If they drive through the lanes are empty, so they'll be able to zigzag through to Stevenage. They can come into the back of Datchworth.
Yes.
And then go through the lanes. If they've got a sat nav on the phone, they'll be able to link that in.
Yes.
And get to Stevenage. It'll probably only take them about 20 minutes.
All right. Thank you very much. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Thanks.
All
bye.
right. Thank you. If you've any other advice or you know what to do here, or if you can give Gary any advice on how to be a midwife. 01438 422 106.
106 Bob FM.
And if you missed what I said earlier, well, I'm glad, really, because it might get me into trouble. Simon, you enjoyed it.
I have to stop the vehicle and wash the coffee off the inside of the windscreen.
Why? What happened?
Your comment about coaxing somebody out of a flat. Are you allowed to say that? Jesus crikey. I was just taking a slug of coffee out of my flask cup, and I thought, what's she going to say? And I spat the coffee all over the front of the windscreen.
106 Bob FM.
Let's get the latest news now. Chris Hubbard.
A hospital patient has come round from an operation to find some of her teeth missing.
Wait a second. So she wasn't having an operation in her mouth?
No, it was a hysterectomy operation.
Is it possible she was upside down on the operating table? Gary, how far do you reckon you are from the Lister right now?
Well, we've just called an ambulance, so...
You have actually called an ambulance now?
Mum's on the phone to the ambulance because Mum's sat in the back.
Oh, your mum's in the back of the car as well?
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not just you and Gary, because if Gary falls to pieces, maybe your mother can stay together. Can we cross back to you in a little bit and see how things are going?
You can.
Okay, it's Gary, Tracey, and her mum, somewhere in Nebworth.
Oh, my goodness.
Not far from here. It's a drama that's unfolding. It's gripping the home counties on Bob FM.
Just be careful if you're planning a trip to the seaside in the next few weeks. Huge jellyfish, which weigh up to 5 stone each, are swarming off the British coast. They can't kill you, but they won't do you any good if you do swim into them.
Don't you have to get someone to pee on you?
Yes, you do. I think that's the idea, isn't it?
I don't know, but I just think, hasn't your day already gone badly enough? That's an amazing story, that Welsh bloke that chopped his hand off doing DIY. So this morning, what's your DIY disaster story? When has it gone horribly wrong? Have you got a good story? You can win something cool from My Tool Shed. Yes, it's a DAB radio, but it's from DeWalt, the makers of the power tools that cut your hand off the quickest. Yes, actually, I don't know if it was a DeWalt power tool that cut that bloke's hand off, but it would have done a nice job of it. The DeWalt DAB radio could be yours if you tell me your DIY disaster story.
3 suspected illegal migrants allegedly been found stowed away on a school coach in Hertfordshire. The men were reportedly discovered in the grounds of what parents have named Presdale School in Ware after pupils returned from a school trip to northern France. These men were held by police and carted off to the local police station.
You'd have to be pretty desperate to get on a school bus.
You would. I can imagine their surprise when they came out from under the bus and...
Oh, they were under the bus?
As far as we know.
Oh, well, that's one thing. Because if they were on the bus, they're blinking singing. You don't get more desperate than that, escaping on a school bus.
Bob's Breakfast with My Tool Shed. For the latest DeWalt cordless.
Mark's on the phone. You think you can help?
Hey, Graham, if they're near you at Nebworth, why don't they shoot through Nebworth Hurst, Junction 7, where the motorway's open, and then straight down the A1 to Lister?
Oh, cut through Nebworth House. I get you. You go in the back entrance of Nebworth House.
Yeah.
Go across the grounds of the house, and then come out at the junction on the roundabout.
At the Novotel.
Brilliant, Mark. Thank you so much.
Okay, speak to you soon, Graham.
Cheers.
106 Bob FM.
One little boy in America is showing maybe the spoiled brats of this world how to accept a gift with true gratitude. His father deliberately gave him the gift of an avocado for his birthday. He'd been teaching his son about good manners. He explained that even when you've got a bad gift, you have to pretend to enjoy it.
So he taught the kid how to lie and how to be dishonest.
Later, he gave the boy an avocado for his birthday. This is what happened in return.
The avocado! Thanks!
You could almost see the little boy kind of getting really disappointed, even though he said, "It's an avocado, thanks," and tried to sound excited about it. I mean, you have to do that so much in life anyway, so you
might as well get used to it, kid, because once you're older, you're going to get... Women think that giving socks as a gift is okay. Ladies, we never want socks. When we say, "Oh, wow, thank you," we're lying. We never want socks. How would it be if we bought you a pair of tights for Christmas? Hey? Perception is reality. I've got a new car. I want to look after it. So I sent off and I bought these mats, these over mats. They're like a rubbery vinyl thing, and they stink. You know that plasticky, rubbery smell of new, rubber mats? I showed my mother the car. I said, here, sit in it. And it's got leather seats. And I don't think she'd been in a car with leather upholstery before. And she sat down and she could smell this vinyl, and she went, "Ooh, smell that leather."
A California father of 3 is in a serious way after trying to take a selfie with a rattlesnake. This guy decided to pick up the snake to have his selfie taken with him. Consequently, the snake bit him.
Of course it did.
Previous encounters recently of people taking dangerous selfies as well. Do you remember recently there was a woman who took a picture with a bison at Yellowstone National Park?
Yes.
She was standing with her back to the bison when it decided to charge, tossed her up into the air, and she was left injured as a result of that. It was the 5th bison attack in a matter of months. So people over in America at the moment being told to stop taking selfies with bison, to stop taking selfies with rattlesnakes, and stop taking selfies with bears as well.
People have to be told this.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't take a selfie with a bear. It'll only end in tears.
I took a selfie on the weekend. I don't know if you saw it on my Twitter feed, of me with something very scary.
Something very scary.
I was at the Tate Modern.
Oh, yes.
And I took a picture of me with a Picasso of a reclining nude.
Yes.
And it was your typical Picasso. She had a nose facing east and eyes facing west and whatever. But she reminded me of when I was single and drinking. I'm pretty sure I woke up with her one morning. How come the normal rules of business don't apply to Britain's train operators? I found out that not only do the rules of business not apply, the rules of physics don't apply either. So I was off on Monday because I went to a radio conference in London. For the first time in my life, I'm a commuter. That's because this thing happened in London between 8:30 and 5:30. I've never done this. I've never commuted to a major city for work. I've always driven to work, or when I was an air conditioning engineer, I was in a work van. When I worked at a construction site, a bus took me to work. I've never been a commuter. And what an experience it was. I caught the 7:51 Sardine Express to King's Cross from Hitchin. And I paid around twice as much as I normally pay for a return to London because it's peak. This is where the rules of business don't apply. Usually customers who pay the most get more. So there I was, squashed in with hundreds of other miserable people going to jobs that they hate. And standing up in the doorway, squashed next to a fat bloke and a skinny bloke, and I'm squashed so close to him, I reckon I could pretty well tell you which side he dressed. I'm not happy. There's a fold-up bicycle on my shin. We're all squashed in this thing. And then I see a sign, one of those ticker tape things on the train, that says, "Great Northern Trains, follow us on Twitter." Well, I did better than that. I tweeted them. So my first tweet went, I'm on Hitchin to King's Cross. How come I pay twice as much for a peak ticket but don't get a seat? Now, I wasn't expecting a reply, but I got a reply from @GNRailUK. The reply went like this. Peak services are exceptional busy, Graham. Are you able to get an earlier train to maximise your chance of getting a seat? Tina. Well, that made me even more angry, so I tweeted back to Tina. I said, it's not my fault you don't put on long enough trains. How dare you blame me? I paid for a seat. You failed to provide one. Now, I didn't hear from Tina after that. But what kind of response is that? Are you able to get an earlier train? Not now. I'm on this one. Or did I miss something? Was Tina suggesting that one of the platforms at Hitchin railway station is actually a portal into another dimension where I can travel backwards in time? Wouldn't have done me much good. The train before the 7:51 was the 7:31. And that was cancelled.
This is Bob.
This Volkswagen story's winding me up.
It's rumbling on,
Well,
certainly.
it's not going away,
No.
that's for damn sure. But come on, Volkswagen have done nothing wrong. They're just playing the game. Look at the goal. It's about goals here.
Yeah.
The goal of Volkswagen is to sell cars.
That's
now,
right,
to
yeah.
sell cars, they have to pass this emissions test. Fine. They designed a car that can pass the emissions test. End of the story.
Yes.
Clearly, the test needs to be more rigorous.
This is Bob.
We've been honouring heroes this morning. It's all been inspired by two very inspirational characters, Tyler and Liam Sellen, who at the time were 15 and 13, chased a killer down the street after a brutal attack. A judge praised them a couple of days ago, and on the phone now is Tyler Sellen. Good morning, Tyler.
Good morning.
Now, this all happened about a year ago.
Yeah.
This is in Bishop Stortford. Can you take me through what happened?
Well, our road is a cut through from town to other estates.
Yeah.
So we thought it was kids smashing cars.
So you're in your house and you hear a commotion.
Yeah, we thought it was kids smashing cars. We heard a smash.
Yeah.
So we looked outside, and our neighbour who lives opposite the house, was shouting, "He's going to kill her! He's going to kill her!"
Mm-hmm.
So I went down and had a look through the bottom window, and the bottom window was smashed, and I saw a man walking upstairs, and then we looked at the top window, and then all we saw was a man throwing down punches towards who we thought was Sally Campion.
Which was his girlfriend.
Yeah, which was Sally Campion.
So you actually saw that going on through the window.
Yeah, we saw him murdering her.
It was a brutal attack, claw hammer, and just 41 separate injuries, they said.
Yeah.
So you saw some of that going on. So what happened next?
There's a bit around the back of the house where he could escape from, because there's a car park that leads onto the back of the house.
Yeah.
So I went round the back to make sure he didn't go out the back that way.
Now, is this in the daytime or the night time?
This was around 10 o'clock at night.
10 o'clock at night. Okay, so you hear the commotion and then you see what's going on. Now, who's in your house at that time?
It was me, my mum, and my brother.
Just the three of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
So then you belt out the house and go round the back of his house?
It was round the back of Sally's house. Yeah.
Right, I see. And what were you thinking at that time? What was your plan?
My plan was just to make sure he didn't get away, because at that moment I just thought justice had to be served. He was attacking somebody and he had the right to serve time for it.
Wow. You weren't worried about your own personal safety because he's clearly a violent man.
No, at that moment I wasn't really worried. To be honest, the adrenaline kicked in.
Yeah.
And also there's so many neighbours about. If anything did happen to me, it wouldn't be quite serious straight away, because there'd be so many people that come over to help straight away anyway.
There's a good community spirit in that area, is there?
Yeah, everyone on this road is like a massive family.
Okay, so then you get round the back. What happens next?
Then I heard my mum shouting,
Yeah.
and that's because the killer had walked out the front door
Yeah.
with no expression in his face. So I came back round the corner to see what was going on, and then that's when I noticed he was only a metre away from me, and all the neighbours were shouting, "That's the guy, go get him."
Now, did he have the claw hammer in his hand at the time?
No, he didn't have a
So he
claw
was
hammer in his
unarmed?
hand, but at that moment I didn't know if he did or didn't.
Right. So then what happened?
I was looking at him, and he was looking at me, and he was walking slowly until I went to grab him, and then he decided to run away because he knew what was happening, and I was shouting at him, swearing at him. Then he decided to run away. When he ran away, that's when his flip-flops fell off,
Right.
and I chased him down to Newtown Road, but before I got to Newtown Road, I quickly went to the local pub to get some help from a few paramedics that I know were in there.
Who were in the pub that you knew were going to be in there?
Yeah.
Well, now, you're 16 now, you're 15 at the time, your younger brother's only 13. Are you big fellas like? Can you handle yourself?
yeah, we were actually a big for our age.
Right. And do you normally like a rumble? Do you like getting stuck in physically like this?
Yeah, I actually do. Me and my brother love to play rugby. We just
Right.
love rugby, so if we get a chance to go tackle someone, we love it.
He messed with the wrong neighbourhood here, didn't he?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so you get to the pub and then what happens? Where's he now? Is he giving it toes down the street minus his flip-flops?
Yeah, he's running down the street without his flip-flops, and my brother's gone after him at that point.
Your brother, who's 13, is now
Yeah.
chasing this guy. Did you know then at the time that he was a killer?
Well, I thought he was a killer at that point because people were saying he's killing her. So immediately in my mind, he's murdered somebody.
Yeah.
And but then when I saw my brother running down the street, that's when I went after my brother to make sure he's okay.
Well, you're his big brother. That's your duty. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you get down to, and then what happened? You corner him down the street, or what?
My brother got down to the bottom of the road, but then because Matthew was too fast for my brother,
Matthew is the killer. Matthew Keogh. Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew had already gone over the bridge. So my brother found a police vehicle that he flagged down straight away.
He flagged down the cops.
Yeah, he flagged down the police vehicle before he lost sight of Matthew.
Yeah.
And he told them the description of Matthew and where he'd gone to. And that's when they went to the train station and caught him straight away.
And they caught him, and he's now serving life imprisonment with a minimum of 22 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were in court, what, day before yesterday?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
And the judge said some nice things about you two, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, actually. It was quite something. It was really nice, actually. And it was a bit nervous as well. We were sitting in the middle of the courtroom in front of the judges and the High Court sheriff.
Yeah. This is in St Albans.
Quite something.
Yeah, and so that's got to make you feel pretty special.
Yeah, it was. And especially since we got invited down to the judge's dining room afterwards.
Did you? Good for him. He gave you some money as well, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
You awarded, was it £300?
£350 each.
Each, just for being heroes.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler Sellen, I know your brother's at school at the moment. I wanted to talk to him as well. You're 16 now. You were 15 at the time. He was 13. You are solid gold heroes, no doubt about it. In fact, we have a thing called Bob's Best. I'm going to put you down as Bob's Best heroes. You really are. I wish there was more kids around like you. You're an example to us all. You shame us all by being so great. Hey, is your mum there?
Thank you. Yeah.
Put your mum on the phone.
Mum.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Hey, is that Susan?
Yes, hello.
Susan, we've just heard the story there from Tyler. Amazing. You must be so proud of these boys.
Overwhelmed. Yeah, and I'm very, very proud of both of them.
Well, we're very proud of them. I'm very proud of you as well. You've done a really good job raising these two kids.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for allowing them to be on Bob FM this morning.
No, that's fine.
We're naming them as Bob's Best Heroes.
Oh, excellent.
Okay. Hey, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much.
And please stay in touch.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.
Wow, stories of heroes this morning.
This is Bob.
What's your abandonment story, Gemma?
My mum left me in an airport in Lanzarote.
What?
Yeah.
So, how old were you?
I was about 14. We just arrived and I was getting the suitcases and she went to go get the hire car and just left me.
In a foreign land?
Yeah.
How long were you abandoned for?
About an hour.
Well, how did she take an hour to go and get a hire car?
She didn't realise. I've got 4 sisters and she just went with them and just got to the villa and was like, where's
Oh, hang on a second. No, there was... Right, she's got... So 3 sisters get in the hire car with her and drive to the villa?
None of them realise that I'm not there.
Oh, that's... And what, as far as, like, in the pecking order, are you oldest, youngest, middle, what?
I'm middle.
And the middle one gets forgotten about?
Yeah.
One of your sisters must have known that you were missing.
Probably happy, weren't they?
Yes, and they've kept stum. Then, and they drove all the way to the villa. But you had the suitcases.
I know, so I thought they must come back.
Yeah, for the suit, not for you, for the suitcases.
Yeah.
Gemma, are you over it now?
Yeah.
Okay, you managed to bounce back without therapy.
Yeah, I was all right.
That's a shocking abandonment tale. All right, thank you so much.
Okay,
Cheers,
thank
Gemma.
you.
Gary, where are you right now?
Yeah, we're still at Oakfields Road, just waiting for the ambulance now.
Okay, so if someone around Nebworth is hearing ambulance sirens and seeing blue lights in your mirror, please do whatever you can. I know the traffic is just gridlocked because of that problem on the A1M, but just get up onto the verge or the curb or just let them get through because they've got to get to them. So how is Tracey?
Not great, but she's doing okay.
Can we talk to Tracey, Gary?
At the moment, no. She's having contractions again.
All right, hang on in there, Gary.
Thank you.
the most stress your kids have ever caused you? Diana?
My son Glenn, when he was 4, he burnt my house down.
Hang on, wait, he burnt the house down? How did he do that?
He lit a little bit of paper under his brother's bed, and he expected his brother to go to bed and find his bed gone.
Yes.
But he ended up burning the whole house down, and we lost everything. And we lived off car boot sales for ages and ages and ages.
Where did you live?
Me and my husband at the time slept around his mum's on the settee.
Oh, dear.
I was cooking sausages, and my daughter's boyfriend said, "You're burning the sausages," and I thought, "No, I'm not." And then your house is on fire, so we got out quick, and it was just everything.
Well, I'm glad everybody was safe.
Damage.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Do you ever let him forget it now? How old is he now?
He's 28 now. He lives in New Zealand.
Oh.
He remembers it.
Oh, he remembers it when he burnt the house down.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thank you very much, Diana. Bob. Michael Button has just tweeted with a photograph of the ambulance on its way to you. So hang on in there, Tracy and Gary. That looks like good news. Michael says, just seen the ambulance by the Vauxhall dealership. They're en route. So good luck on that one. 01438 422 106. Good morning. Who's this?
Oh, good morning. My name's Kevin. I've just driven in from Stevenage right way through Nebworth and that way up to Welwyn Garden City.
Yeah.
And just let you know that it's to add injury to the wound. At the clock roundabout, there's an articulated lorry that is actually just broken down on the roundabout itself, which is now blocking the traffic. It can't go anywhere.
Okay. Hey, thank you very much, Kev.
Okay.
Cheers.
That's right.
Let's
Okay,
hope
bye now, bye.
that doesn't stop the ambulance getting through to Gary and Tracy.
It will.
All right. Thanks for the update, Kev. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Bye now, bye.
We'll go live to Gary and Tracy in a bit on Bob FM.
Bob's Breakfast.
Talking about abandonment this morning. What's your story, Hannah?
When I was like 7 years old, I was at the swimming pool with my brother and my mum.
Mm.
And my brother started having a tantrum, and I was kind of abandoned because my mum was very angry and decided to drive him home and completely forgot I was still there. But the worst bit is I'm sitting at the swimming pool in the staff room for the next like 30 minutes, and talking to all the lifeguards, and ended up they still recognised me when I was 16 because I used to go every week, and now I'm working there.
Oh, now
So
you
my
work there. So it started. It was kind of destiny, wasn't it? It was fate. It said you are going
It
to
was.
spend a lot longer here than you had planned. So what do you do there at the swimming
I'm now
pool?
lifeguarding.
You're
with
lifeguarding.
A lot of the staff that was still here when I was 7.
Right, and they remember when you were abandoned.
They remember sitting with me in the staff room when I was abandoned, and then my mum turned up, and then as I started coming back every week and I got older, the second I turned 16, they were like, "Be lifeguarding, you can work here with us."
Well, you know the
So, yeah, I
staff,
got
you know,
myself a
you know,
job.
you know where the staff room is, you know where to go and get coffee. You're pretty much all set there, yeah. And where is this, Hannah?
Exactly. It's at Hitchin.
Oh, Hitchin Swimming Centre. Hey,
Yeah,
you were
that's where I was.
runner-up for Bob's best day out. Yes, yeah.
Well, it is a good day out.
it
Came
is-
back every week, even after being abandoned.
Yes. Where are you, Connie?
No, I'm waiting for a bus at the moment. Hertford East.
We've been asking people to commit random acts of kindness.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
have you committed one recently?
Not recently, no.
Is there anyone else at the bus stop?
Yes. Another lady that catches the bus.
Can you quickly put her on?
Hold on.
All right.
You're talking to Graham.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Oh, she seems keen.
Hi, Graham.
Good morning, Graham Mack, Amy Stevenson. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you. I'm waiting in the rain.
What's your name?
Harriet.
Harriet. Where are you catching the bus to?
Hertford Town, so I can get the train.
Okay. And how much is your bus fare going to be?
It's going to be £1.50.
Okay. Can you put Connie back on the phone?
Sure.
Okay.
Hello?
Connie?
Yeah.
How about you pay for Harriet's bus fare? It's £1.50.
Yeah, it's all right then.
Oh, you'll do that? Okay, when you get on the bus, I want you to say to Harriet, this trip's on me.
Okay, will do.
All right, that's good.
All right, Harriet, I'm paying your bus fare. Thank you very much.
Well, it's a random act of all right. Can we check?
Coming now. It's coming now.
Oh, the bus is coming now. How far away is it? Is it close?
It's just coming to the bus stop now.
Is it coming? Are you about to get onto the bus?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's hear you actually commit this random act of kindness and pay for Harriet's ticket as well. Let's hear that.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Hold on.
Okay. So the
Morning. Can I pay for Harriet's bus fare, please? Stop FM. This is the bus driver.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. So you're okay. You've paid Harriet's fare now.
Yeah.
You're all set.
Yes, we're off now.
Look at that! It's another random act of kindness on Bob FM. Just had this via Facebook from Tracey's mum. Just want to thank everyone for all their help and advice. We are now all aboard an ambulance heading for Lister Hospital. Tracey, doing well considering. Good news. We'll keep you posted on Bob FM. If you were listening on Friday, you would have heard Connie call up. She called from the bus stop, and I said to her, find a stranger at the bus stop and pay their bus fare. And she found Harriet. Yeah. And she paid Harriet's bus fare, and we heard them get on the bus. Mm-hmm. And it was nice. It was a real random act of kindness. Yeah. But turns out things went horribly wrong. Connie's back on the phone. So tell us what happened after the bus set off.
As the bus went out of the village, there'd been an accident, and so we was at a standstill. So half of us thought, oh, well, perhaps the driver will let us off and we'll start walking.
Yeah.
By the time I got down to the roundabout, the bus passed us.
No! They didn't pick you up!
You did a random act of kindness by paying a stranger's bus fare on that very bus trip. You got off the bus because you thought it'd be quicker and the bus driver drove right past you.
He couldn't stop. He just couldn't stop.
I'm sorry, buddy. Good.
Well, that was all right. That was my fault because we should have stayed on.
Well, no, it was his fault.
He should have picked you back up.
That was a random act of unkindness.
Well,
no. I am so disappointed. Because kindness is supposed to be contagious. Karma is supposed to kick in and help here. Goodness me, there's been a glitch in the Matrix.
Turn your knob to Bob.
Good morning, Sarah.
I've asked a stupid question.
What did you ask?
Well, when Princess Diana died, there was obviously a lot on the news about her and her family and everything. And speaking about Earl Spencer and this, that and the other. And then, like, a day later or so, it started talking about her brother, Charles Spencer. And I sat there and I said to my mum, well, I thought her brother's name was Earl.
You thought her brother's name was Earl?
Yeah, and didn't realise it was a title.
I nearly recommended that my in-laws watch soft porn. The night before last, there was a TV show on BBC One, 9 o'clock, called Dr. Foster. Now, it was shot in Hitchin, which is good because Julie and I, we live in Hitchin. Now, Julie's parents live in New Zealand, and they've never been to Hitchin. We've been telling them all about it and how we like it. And then I said to Julie, well, hey, there's this TV show on last night. I haven't seen it, but apparently shot in Hitchin. They get a lot of British TV in New Zealand. We should tell your parents to look out for this show, Dr. Foster, and we can say, hey, look, that's where we live. That's what it looks like. So just to have a look at it, because I didn't see the show live, I go on the BBC iPlayer. Hooly dooly. Did you see the opening scene? Now, it didn't help that when I went onto the iPlayer, for some reason, the audio description there's a switch, audio description. It must be if your site's not so good. They have a creepy voice describe what's going on. So this is the very opening scene from Dr. Foster with the audio description on the iPlayer turned on.
An attractive woman in her 30s lies sleeping in bed with daylight falling on her face. A man's hand tenderly strokes her hair. Without opening her eyes, the woman gently clasps his hand and he plants a brief kiss on her lips. Gemma opens her eyes and smiles up at Simon as they kiss again. Bearded, good-looking Simon helps Gemma remove her top.
Oh.
She throws the garment across the bedroom while he straddles her in his underwear and unbuttons his shirt.
Okay! Goodness me!
Now, both naked,
All right.
they melt into a joyful...
Okay, you get the idea. God! The parents, what? They're going to think that Hitchin is a hotbed of erotic sexual intrigue. So if they do mention that they've watched a great show called Dr. Foster, I'm not going to tell them where it's shot.
Follow us on Twitter at BobFMUK.
Morning, Steve.
I've got a really stupid question I was asked as a kid.
Yeah.
I was really lucky enough to go to America when I was 16.
Wow.
And spend 4 weeks out with my auntie and uncle.
Fantastic.
And while I was out there, I met this amazing, stunning girl.
Right.
And tried to impress her.
Yeah.
And I walked up to her and said hello. And the first thing out of her mouth was, "Oh, wow, you're English." Yeah, that's me, yeah. She goes, "Oh, say something in your language."
Bob's Breakfast.
Good morning, Tracey's mum.
Good morning,
What's your name?
Linda.
Linda. Bit of a morning for you.
Oh, slightly, yes. Very much so.
Okay, so where are you right now?
Like Tracey's now in the hospital, in the room where she's going to actually give birth. She's been examined now.
Mm-hmm.
Gary's with her. I've gone walkabout so I can talk to you on the phone.
Fantastic. And how is everybody bearing up?
When the ambulance first got there, Tracey's blood pressure was really high, dangerously high, because of the stress and everything. But once she'd settled into the ambulance, by the time we got here to the hospital, it had gone down to normal.
Yeah, that must have been a really... How long did it take for the ambulance to get there? Because we kind of lost contact after Gary had called the ambulance. Oh, you called the ambulance, didn't you?
I called the ambulance,
yeah.
I took it upon myself because I was getting to a point where I thought, this is not good, this is going to happen in the car if I don't do something.
Right, so Mum took control. Enough of you messing about. Never mind Gary playing the hero, trying to drive her to the hospital. I'm taking over now. You'll do as I say.
Absolutely, yes. So I phoned the ambulance, and this is where we are now. So
Okay, and how were the team in the ambulance? Were they good?
they were absolutely fantastic.
Great.
Yes, absolutely brilliant.
You know, the whole of the home counties has been following this story.
We have picked up on a few bits and pieces. I've just turned my phone back on.
Yes.
And my phone just almost exploded. So we have picked up on bits and pieces. Obviously, Tracey's not quite with it at the minute.
Yes.
But she will be really surprised of all the interest.
Okay, well, we'll check in with you in a bit, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
All right, that'll be good.
Okay, then.
We'll keep
All
up
right,
to date.
thank you.
Bob FM.
It's an all-winner show. I'd like to know what you've won. Debbie.
I took my pony into a little competition,
Yes.
and we won Pony That Most Looks Like Its Owner, which is lovely, but my pony's small, fat, hairy with a big bum.
No! No,
So I was quite pleased, but...
Really? You were quite pleased?
Oh, she won a rosette, but it did make me smile.
To add insult to injury, she's the one that got the rosette when you're clearly the one who needs to have some kind of compensation in some way. That's such an insult. Debbie, thanks for sharing. You're at the Lister Hospital now, Linda.
Yes.
And what's the latest?
Baby's just being monitored now. Going to monitor her for 20 minutes, and then they're going to take it from there.
Okay, so she hasn't given birth yet. When you said
No, she hasn't, no.
But they're monitoring the condition of the
Yes.
baby. But everything looking good?
Everything's looking fine. Contractions are a lot stronger now.
Okay, and Gary, is he doing okay?
Yeah, I think we're all a bit jittery. I think we're all a bit in shock at the minute, but yeah.
The whole of
everybody's
the
fine.
home counties is in shock.
I know that we've just found out. I've just got a call from home to say that, this is mad, ITV News is going around my house within the hour to interview two of the girls.
Yeah, they're coming here too. So, yeah, this is the big story of the morning. Yeah, this is...
More than 100 well-known names have called for the UK to take in more refugees.
Thanks a lot, Chris. So who is calling for Britain to do more now? Movie stars?
Movie stars Keira Knightley, Jude Law, Benedict Cumberbatch, amongst the others.
This is weird. They're calling for Britain to do more. Maybe we should be doing more. But why aren't more people saying that the Gulf states need to do more? Closer neighbours than Britain, closer culturally, and usually the same religion as the people that are fleeing from the likes of Syria. So far, I just want to give you some facts and then we'll leave it alone. You make your own mind up. So far, only Jordan and Lebanon have taken migrants. They're the only two Gulf states. And they're not very rich Gulf states. Lebanon has taken so many migrants that a quarter of Lebanon's population is now migrants. But the richest, and I'm looking at you, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE, Qatar and Bahrain, the richest have taken none. They have a combined GDP of $2 trillion a year and a combined population smaller than Britain of only 55 million people. So they have the room and they have the resources. But why is nobody saying they need to do more? So, Chris, she's going to be in court today.
That's right, yeah. Eleanor Hawkins, 23-year-old, who was charged with indecent behaviour for posing naked on this sacred mountain over in Malaysia.
So they took their clothes off in the middle of nowhere,
That's
not
right.
in a built-up area, and they're saying she offended the mountain.
That's right. Yep.
Now, she offended the mountain so much she caused an earthquake. That's the prosecution's case here.
That is the case.
Is the mountain going to testify? I mean, because without that, how do you know whether because the mountain might have gone, you know what? She didn't look too bad. I'm Graham Mack, and I hope you're enjoying the podcast. If you are, make sure you share it on Facebook and Twitter, and you can subscribe at iTunes. So these pictures of the Queen are doing the rounds of her doing a Nazi salute. She was a kid at the time. It was 1933. I don't think there's anything malicious in it. It's just embarrassing for the head of state. Everybody's got embarrassing pictures that they hope never get out. What's yours? Carol?
Well, I have one of me back in the 80s. We were, me and my mates, we were on holiday, and we'd been out for a drink that night, and when we got back to the hotel, I decided I wanted to go swimming.
Okay.
And I done no more. I completely stripped off and dived into the pool. And they took a photograph.
There is a naked photograph of you out there.
Yeah.
And I want to be delicate, Carol, but how graphic is the photograph?
The full Monty.
Oh, no! Oh,
yeah.
And where is this photo right now?
Upstairs.
You haven't destroyed it?
No.
Why?
I don't know. It was just so funny, I suppose. I literally had to hide it from my children a few years ago because going back X amount of years ago, it was my 40th birthday, and I wanted to put it on a collage, and no way.
Did you put it on a collage?
No, they didn't. I hid it.
Okay. Oh, they wanted to put it on a collage.
Yes.
Right, I see. Right, okay. They know it exists. They've seen it. They've been through therapy.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, dear.
Carol, thank you so much for sharing. Let's hope it never gets out.
So
Okay.
All right,
thank
my
you.
darling. Take
Cheers.
care. Have a good day.
And you too. When have you been embarrassed by your parents? Sharon?
I was about 18.
Yeah.
I was sitting outside with my boyfriend in the car, just chatting outside our house.
Yeah.
And a few friends in the car as well.
Yeah.
And my dad comes out in his dressing gown and knocks on the window and goes, "What are you guys doing? Stop messing around. Just come." And that was embarrassing enough. And I said, "Dad, I'm coming in a minute. I'm just finishing off a conversation." And as he walked away in the headlights, he lifted up his dressing gown to reveal his bare bottom.
No!
Backside.
No! Let's meet our latest contestant. Her name is Sam, and she's stark naked. How are you, Sam?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm sitting in the bath.
Yes. So you've got the now it's a battery-operated radio, I hope.
Well, it's on my phone.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so you're listening to Bob on the phone. Now, are you listening through the TuneIn app or through the Bob app?
No, I've got TuneIn radio.
Okay.
So I'm phoning you from the house phone.
Oh, I see. Okay, right. So you're listening to us. You're in the bath. You're enjoying the bath, the magic of the moment. You hear what's Bob doing, and you think you'll call up.
Yes.
Okay, which is why it's a little echoey in there.
Yeah, I'm ever so sorry. I can get out, or I can lean closer to the door, so it's not quite so echoey.
I think you should stay in there. I don't want to see anything I shouldn't. I think we're fine as we are, Sam.
Yeah, not a good look when you've got no nets up on the windows either.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, you're quite the exhibitionist.
No, but I have a big towel.
Okay.
So I can wrap that round me so the neighbours won't see anything.
All right, but right now you're in the bath, you're in the water.
I am.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can give you some money. This could be the best bath you've ever had.
Yeah, everyone else has thought that for the last God knows how many months as well.
Yes, I know, but that's the way it goes. It's been going up by a fiver every day I play the game. The prize, 1,826 quid. That money will be yours, Sam, right now, if you can tell me, what's Bob doing?
I think Bob has put the kettle back onto the base and switched it on.
Sam!
Graham.
It's not what Bob's doing.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's the bad news. The good news, you weren't so nervous that you were talking on the radio that we heard bubbles. What's your big screen moment? Tracey?
My husband and I were going out with a friend on a bike ride through country lanes in Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
And I had shorts and sort of a little top on. Okay for my age. But we got passed by a big lorry that was filming for Countryside Live. And my husband thought he was so good because he just whizzed off. We didn't notice that the lorry was filming. But actually, they started waving. I was waving back. And when it was played back, it was basically my bike and me and my breasts on Countryside File.
Oh, because the top you had was low.
Yeah, well, it was if you're leaning forward, I suppose.
Right.
So my husband thinks it's great. And he wasn't even in the film, so he was a bit annoyed.
Oh, he wasn't in the film.
No, he thought it was great because he was whizzing off on his bike.
Yeah.
Thinking, look at me, I'm the man.
Yes.
5 years old.
Yeah, and you and the twins became the star of the show, and and they got a pretty good shot of Sleepy Hollow. Yeah.
It was a little bit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thank you very much, Tracey.
All right, then.
Okay, thank you. Cheers. Bye. When your parents have embarrassed you, Karen.
Well, I'm actually the parent who did the embarrassing. Does that count?
That counts. Oh yeah, we take those too.
About 2.5 years ago, I got engaged. So at my engagement party, there was a little bit of drinks going on. Came home, I went to bed, and my daughter went in her bedroom, and there were some friends downstairs.
Yeah.
I'd got undressed for bed.
Yeah.
I could hear one of the friends calling my daughter, assuming he was down the bottom of the stairs. I've opened my bedroom door to go to the bathroom, and he stood on the landing.
And what are you wearing?
Not a lot.
Specifically?
Just a pair of knickers.
Oh, no! No! Oh, dear. Karen.
I ran in the bedroom.
Yeah.
He ran downstairs, and all I could hear was, oh, my God, they're massive.
Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
It was quite chaotic yesterday, wasn't it?
It was just, me and Tracey just sitting in there, just going through all the Facebook and everything on our phones and just absolutely astounded by it all.
You became world famous.
Yes, we realised that it even went to America as well.
Oh, yeah, no, it's gone round the world, this one. This is a big
It's gone round
story.
the world.
Yeah, it's gone round the world, this one. Australia, Canada, everybody's talking about this.
Oh, goodness me.
But a happy ending.
A very happy ending. She's absolutely adorable.
Now, you're in that hospital right now.
I am,
Can
yeah.
you put Tracey on the phone?
Yep, hang on a minute.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Tracy, how are you?
Hello, it's all.
Now, yesterday morning, I remember talking to you, and I said, Gary reckons you could be another couple of hours. Can you hang on that long? You said, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it was a bit of a stressful situation, which ended up, I think we got to hospital in the end about 9:15.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really sort of like notice time really after that, but it all ended up in complications and a bit traumatic.
Did it really? What were the complications?
Yeah, well, she, even though it was progressing, we got to the hospital and they checked me and I was already 7 centimetres dilated. And then basically it was a case of waiting for her to arrive at that point, but with the blood pressure that was still high on and off.
Yeah.
I then tried to push her out, but I was just so tired and I've been through so much that they prepped us for theatre and said that it might possibly have to be an emergency caesarean.
Uh-huh.
But if they could do it via the forceps, then they would.
Yeah.
And they did, but I've never been through anything in any of the births before like that, so it was quite traumatic.
Because this is your fifth one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is, yeah. And last.
Oh, you don't even want to think about that. It's the last one. Okay.
And last.
Okay. And she's a beautiful baby?
She is really lovely, yeah. She's just been laid most of the night in a cot, just laying wondering what all the other babies are crying about, just laid there really chilled out, really.
Ah, are you looking at her right now, are you?
Yeah.
Ah.
So
And what weight?
She was 7'5".
Yeah.
So she's a really lovely colour. She's got quite a bit of hair and she just really chilled out and laid back. So hopefully she stays that way.
And what did you call her, Tracy?
Melody Sophia.
Melody.
Yeah, Melody.
You decide not to go with Bob?
Decided not to go with Bob.
Because that would have been my, that would have been my choice, the Bob baby,
Yeah.
Bob.
No, she's been Melody Sophia right from the offset. So
Okay.
We couldn't really change it, really.
Well, everyone who listens to Bob FM feels like they're part of the extended family now, because we all went through it with you. We all went through the stress.
You did.
Well, Tracy, thank you very much for letting us share your story.
So thank you for kind of making it a bit worldwide.
Well, on behalf of everybody who listens to Bob, thank you so much to Melody. And Melody, if you can't be Bob, maybe on behalf of the listeners to the radio station, Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Exactly.
Bob's your uncle. All right. Thank you very much,
Lovely.
Tracy.
Thank you ever so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bob's Breakfast.